Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kill10Rats, welcome back to Dex, where today we're gonna jump into cyberspace, because last time we didn't quite manage to figure out what the True Buddy gang was up to, and hopefully we can rectify that today. Let's have a look at this first. Hey Big P, heard you got into a scrap last night with some artificials and you busted those freaks. Is it true you ripped off that dude's cyber arm? Man, I wish I saw that. Sounds unpleasant. Big P also doesn't sound like the most appealing nickname in the world. Brother Wad, I would appreciate if you addressed me by my true buddy name, Brother Big P. And you're right, I did purify one of them. Hopefully he'll think twice before taining his buddy with metal. And by I mean that doesn't really tell us a whole hell of a lot. I do, however, have a bit of a better idea what we're looking for. I noticed during editing last time that there were some conspicuous large objects that looked possibly destructible, so here we go. Let's try it out and see what hides underneath.
That's not it.
And that's not it either. Well, but still we're on the right track, it seems, because there is another one of these things hidden somewhere around here. The text here doesn't particularly point us anywhere, it just sort of gives us an idea of what these guys are up to, that they apparently met their match somewhere fighting a bunch of security and eventually decided to pick on weaker targets like the isolated freaks that they mention here, then infiltrate a corporation's HQ. In any case, they sound rather unpleasant. Let's keep a lookout for the other element and hopefully discover our true target here, which is maybe in here.
Good. This one should do it.
Yeah, okay. Brothers, the time has come for us to strike again and unleash a new wave of terror in the hearts and minds of the weak. In order to bring them closer to enlightenment, Harbor Prime must awaken and realize there is only one true path. Our path. Which, of course, sounds completely reasonable. They shall stop butchering their own bodies, seek greatness from artificial enhancements. And today we have a new target. A cargo ship recently delivered advanced high-tech implants destined for almighty corporations such as Panacea. The shipment is currently stored on the docks inside Warehouse 22. We will infiltrate this warehouse and disrupt this depraved technology so that even the high-end market will tremble in fear of sabotaged augmentations. We will also acquire new weapons to support our crusade. We have identified several containers inside that same warehouse, which should be brought back in order to arm our brothers. More details will be shared soon regarding this operation. Long live True Buddy. So we now know about a warehouse full of high-tech guns and augmentations. That sounds like a party waiting to happen, I'd say. Exactly what we were looking for to turn us into, well, some sort of gun-toting street samurai of Decker's design. The game, by the way, has been patched as of today, May 12th, the day of this recording. The patch mostly addressed issues arising from save game corruption towards the end of the game, causing game-breaking bugs in certain quest chains, that sort of thing. So the big ones. The save game functionality of rolling you back to a previous checkpoint, so to speak, has not been addressed, because that seems to actually be working as intended, at least from what I can gather on the discussion boards. It has led to some fairly bad feedback both on the review pages and on the discussion boards on Steam, so maybe it will get addressed at some point, but right now it really is just a glorified cloning functionality for your current checkpoint that doesn't really allow you to save the actual progress at the point where you're hitting save. Just beware of that. So let's get out of here and see what our friend has to say for himself now.
Hey, returner. What may I help you with this time?
The True Buddy were responsible, you were right.
I am not surprised. Did you learn anything of the future movements?
They're gonna steal some implants from a warehouse at the docks.
Well, if there's anything you need from that shipment, I suggest you get to the warehouse before they do. And speak to Niles. He too wants to put an end to this, and may know better than I how to do it.
Speak to Niles, we can do that easily. Let's just quickly check whether our friend here has some additional dialogue we haven't checked yet.
Hey, returner.
He does.
What may I help you with this time?
So apart from True Buddy, are there any other gangs causing trouble around here at all?
It seems we share a hobby. There are others, yes. And you have proved yourself capable with the True Body Gang. Are you offering your services?
The first option is a little greedy. The second one is more in line with what Decker told us. So yeah, if I can help, sure. What you got?
Well, lately, a new gang has aroused my interest. They've set up a narc lab in the neighborhood as a supply source for their business. I don't normally bear much interest in the street narcotics industry, but this is something more. I analyzed the compound they are selling. Those making it are either sociopaths, idiots, or both. Instead of using refined chemicals, they're employing a functional equivalent for domestic cleaning, no less. That includes an additional compound with horrible neurotoxicity. Cheaper, yes, but there's little commercial advantage in killing off your consumer base. Idiots or villains, whichever it is, their packets are killing people. I'm willing to pay generously to whoever might destroy their lab once and for all. Might that whoever be you?
How generously?
I can give you, let's say, 500. Plus I can supply you with the requisite explosives, and I'll throw in a couple of stim packs for good measure. What do you say?
That sounds like something I can get behind. Let's talk details.
Good. Here are the explosives, to be placed in the middle of the main lab, if you will, to make sure the devastation is absolute. How you do it, be it widespread killing or quiet subterfuge, is entirely up to you. I care nothing for those people. I just want the lab ended. And here are the stim packs, micro-produced, excellent quality. You will find the lab easily. It's situated in a place called the Junction, between here and the slums. I warn you, it's a dangerous location. You will find no shortage of unsavories in the vicinity. The lab is inside the building and guarded from both inside and out.
The Junction. Okay, that's somewhere we've been already, and I think I have a pretty good idea where that building is, because we might have ended up in there accidentally in the last episode. Let's just make our way over there quickly and check out whether it's actually where I think it is, because if it's the case, then there's a handful of enemies in there that we can very likely deal with and get this side quest out of the way for a couple of additional experience points. That's one of the things I actually rather liked about that dialogue we had with Decker, where he actually mentioned leveling up, which sort of gives you an incentive to follow not only the main quest but also knock out some side quests and go out in the streets and get your street smarts. And yeah, it seems we've come to the right place to get our face smashed in. But lab equipment and a bunch of bad guy looking people. We are somewhat uncomfortably outnumbered, but maybe we can split them up and ow, wow, wow, wow. That wasn't good. but this gun also doesn't really seem to do all that much. Okay, well, I retract that. For the big guy though, it's probably preferable if you just knock him out and get him to stop smashing our faces in. Anyway, there's another guy up top, so we should probably take him out. He does not appear to be the most observant fellow because he somehow hasn't noticed us yet. Let's see what we can loot here, and lockpicking level 2 required. We might want to pick that up eventually because it's getting more and more apparent that most of these locks seem to be level 2 that we're running into. Let's quickly check if we've picked up everything down here, and apparently we haven't. And now we just need to see if we missed anything up here before we blow this place up. So let's check the back quickly and see what we have. And seems like we've got everything, so time to blow this place to bits. Run, run, run. Hopefully we're safe down here and can get a glimpse of the explosion. Hello? Oh, okay. That was quite a boom. And here you can see the new context buttons that show up once you move over the item in your inventory that show you which button does what right away, as opposed to having to hold it down earlier before the patch. So that's a nice little quality of life improvement there. We seem to also have leveled up, and we can't pick up lockpicking level 2 right away because we need 2 skill points for it. So let's just save up and get it at a later date, just so we can finally completely splurge on the loot in the game and grab everything that isn't nailed down, even if it's behind the trickier type of lock. Let's head on back, see what Home has to say now that we have good news for him. Unfortunately, that cut you just saw is an indicator of about 20 seconds of lost footage and an entire audio track that's gone, which is why this is post-commentary right now. Really sorry about that, wasn't my intention, but technical difficulties made it necessary.
I heard an explosion. I assume you finished the job.
It was easier than I expected.
Yeah, you do seem a capable person, I have to say. Well, here's the payment. And my thanks. I might have another contract for you if you're interested. I wouldn't normally have matched this task to you, but you have proved capable. If you like, we can discuss it.
Sure, what do you got?
Well, as I said, I'm not sure whether you are the right person for this task.
Yeah, I get it. What's the deal?
I need someone with suitable equipment. First things first. Come back if you're able to acquire a respirator implant or anything else that protects against toxic gas. I shan't tell you more without that, for your own safety. I hope you will respect my decision.
So we need some augmentation that gives us immunity to toxic gas, I suppose. Hopefully we'll be able to acquire that possibly in the warehouse. Now we're heading over back to where Niles is, so we can see what he has to contribute to our current quest to tangle with the True Body gang and locate where they are. Maybe grab not only the augmentations that we're after, but also the weaponry that was apparently delivered there as well. I do have to say though, the music in this game is one of the things that stands out to me. It's something I've intended to mention ever since the first episode, but I keep forgetting it. Oh, right. I actually did not head over to Niles right away. I went to our cop friend and also to this here general store because Decker had mentioned that we should have a look at it. So here we are. Let's talk to Sam. See what she has to say.
Hi there. Feel free to browse. What you see is what I've got.
You're Sam, right? Decker recommended this place.
Did he now? Well, it's a friend who comes down another friend's path, as grandpops used to say. Welcome, welcome.
And of course, she also seems to have a side quest for us. So you seem
Well,
troubled?
look at you. A mind for good eyes if I ever did see. I do have something nagging at me, you're right. My accountant was supposed to deliver my sales report a week ago, and I'm in some straits wanting it, I can tell you. Maybe a good one if I heard it, but gentleman Mr. Finch has taken it upon himself to go all unreachable on me. Not the first time, granted, but I'm fast near the point of making it his last, I can tell you. He's got a full-time job, granted, but it's the pills I blame, I swear. Ever since his divorce, that man's been up and down more than a yo-yo on a pogo stick. Actually, I'd be happy to throw you a few hundred credits if you dropped by his apartment and gave that fool a kick. Just a friendly one, of course.
And I don't really see why we wouldn't be doing this, considering we'll probably pass by there
Finch
anyway,
lives
so
near
yeah.
Fixer's Hope. You know it, right? Apartment 112. No one home last time I checked, but you look like the lucky sort. If he's out, ask around his neighborhood. He's known around those parts.
The one thing that mystifies me is that she actually has an accountant. In any case, let's have a look at her inventory and see if there's anything that we can buy that's actually of some use to us. It doesn't really seem like it. I mean, the med kits will be nice, but yeah, she's selling a lot of the junk that we tend to pick up all over the place, like porn magazines, toilet paper, and condoms for the most part, which is what this city seems to be running on. We also have apparently picked up a kebab somewhere at some point that is probably no longer in any shape to eat. I'm rather curious whether any of these, I don't know what to call them, fluff items have a particular use in the game. I did decide to hang on to a roll of toilet paper and a condom just for practicality's sake, and also just to see if there's anything to them. Maybe a dialogue option at some point. But yeah, made some additional credits here just to put some more money in the bank. Now it's time to go looking for our cop friend, see whether he has any interesting side quests to offer us, which will undoubtedly be the case. He was talking about the Slicer gang earlier.
So, you made it. You want to hear what I've got for you?
Yep, I'll listen.
The deal is this. That gang, the Slicers, got a hangout by the industrial zone. I need someone to sniff around and see what they're up to. Can you do that? Report back with what you turn up.
Why do you need me to do this? Isn't this your job?
Look, if something is going on, you can bet they'll be looking out for me. I won't lie, I'm not equipped for any escalation. I need a ghost. They don't know you. And unless I'm mistaken, you've got some tricks up your sleeve. And not only there.
Well, tell me some more about them then.
As punks go, the Slicers are pretty civilized. Never had a problem with them before. They stick to their own. Bunch of tech heads, salvaging from junk and old parts. Making stuff to take out for trading. Narcs and weapons too, of course. Not all legal, but not worth us paying at the time of day. Something's changed with the Slicers recently, though. Different activity. Moving some serious hardware.
Well, it doesn't seem like the smartest idea to go up against two gang at a time, but why not? Let's do it. And here the audio cuts out again. I'll be waiting here. Let me know when you turn something up. Two gangs at a time? Well, two rival gangs at least, so maybe, just maybe, there would be a way to play them off against each other. Here I was just checking out what the level looks like when we continue, and found this young gentleman here, who also has a exclamation point on his head, so let's ask him what's up.
What? No. Nothing like that. It's my mother.
Your mother messing with the wrong man?
She's dying.
And suddenly it gets a little depressing. All these three options are a bit, well, not ideal, at least to me. I went for the middle one just because it seems the less snarky one. But
Really?
didn't really like them either.
There might be. We need money for the operation.
That actually sounds like a setup for a scam, so let's see if he can actually take me to his mom, and surprisingly he
The
does.
spleen, they say. She needs a new one, but it's real expensive. Here. This is my mum. Mum?
Timmy? Who is this, dear?
A lady. From the outside. I thought maybe she could help. Just maybe.
Is she a doctor? Are you a doctor? I'm real sorry, but we can't pay a doctor.
And of course we know a doctor at least, and we now get the somewhat odd suggestion of nicking a spleen from his clinic, which, all things considered, seems like the best choice here. So let's pick that.
You mean seriously? No. It's against our faith to steal. It's wrong.
Maybe God got you the spleen but just needs you to pick it up from Niles' place?
Do you think? I mean, I guess it's possible. Okay, I'll take a look at the clinic. If Niles leaves, I'll take it as a sign you're right.
What are you planning, Timmy?
Nothing, man. The Lord has opened a path for me. That's all.
Well, that was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? As far as side quests go in this game, this one sort of has me scratching my head a tiny little bit. But on the other hand, it sort of fits the atmosphere and lends the city just another level of desperation. In any case, let's head on out and actually do go and make our way over to Niles. I really am sorry for inflicting my post-commentary on you here. I much prefer doing live commentary, but the original track was just absolutely non-salvageable. So this is at least a softer option because of, you know, there wasn't really any save game, for lack of a better word, considering how the save game feature in this game works, that would allow me to roll back exactly to where we started. It was actually sort of either way before or just about as far as I played for the end of this episode. The next ones will definitely be live again. Right. I'm pretty sure that we are almost at Niles' clinic now that I remember where to go. There we are. And he has some interesting input for us here about how to proceed.
Nix! You won't believe what happened. I've been robbed! Me! Damn thief snuck in and stole a spleen I had for an operation next week.
And that was quick. Our young friend has already nicked the spleen.
Unlikely. Unless they're stupid enough to come back. It's about time I installed some damn cameras here.
We could actually now apparently turn him in, but yeah, I decided against that because that would really be a bit pointless.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The one thing I do wonder about is what they actually do with the spleen now that they have it, because that apartment didn't look exactly like they would have the means to, you know, put it in, but hey. Anyway, let's ask him about the True Body Gang now.
Makes perfect sense. I just never imagined those small-time punks would pull off a racket of this scale. So, their next target is this shipment at the docks, huh? Let me see. Munitions, weaponry, high-tech hardware. I bet there'll be neural weaves on board. Listen, if you can get into that warehouse before Truebody does, sneak in past the guards, you'll have just what we need. And while you're at it, maybe there's something else you could do. If we're gonna stop this scourge, we need to find out where they're hiding. Now, here's a small tracker. Attach it to a weapons crate. If Truebody are gonna steal weaponry, as they say, that crate should lead us right to them.
That sounds like a fairly reasonable plan. Now let's ask him about home. Personality of the year, indeed.
Well, the poor guy lost his wife and kid that was shooting a few years back. Caught in a crossfire. How's that for a life of misfortune in a flash, huh? The only thing that keeps poor home going is feeling useful. Go easy on him.
Well, that's awkward. At this point, I decided to leave him to his own devices and see whether we could locate the gentleman who was asking us to provide him with some antidepressants, just to figure out what his deal was and what his actual bright idea was that he promised to reveal once we actually got him to, I think as he put it, like stop the voices in his head or something like that. He was in this district here, somewhere around the back, around the end. Yeah, there he is.
It's you. Have you got me some of those pills?
I have, here you go.
Thank you, lady. Thank you. Come back again later, when they're quiet. I'll introduce you to my advancements.
And since he said later, I decided to just take a few steps to the side and go back.
Welcome, lady. It's quiet now. Everything's quiet. We can talk about my research now, if you want.
Sure, I'm all ears.
Okay. Good. Good. Now, I found several exploits in the secret system. I did some preliminary tests, and my predictions were right. Just for the first step, the next step, I'm going to need to get closer to the offline world, where the people are.
I'm not really sure what he's on about, but yeah, that's understandable.
Starting small, I used the exploit to create a virus. New, invisible, undetectable.
And of course, we're the helping hand again.
You bet I am. You know the city, where the people are. I need you to upload the virus to vending machines. Huh? 5 uploads to different machines should do it. If it works out, the virus will give us a cut of every transaction. It will look like a statistics error on their books, but us will be getting paid. Then I can move on, a step closer to the next step. Huh? What do you think?
I think a cut of every Snickers bar sold in the city sounds pretty fine. Count me in.
Good call. Now, all you need to do is upload a sample of the virus to 5 vending machines around the city. I will observe the results from the shadows. Find me when you've done it, and I might have some compensation for you.
Sounds lovely. And this is about as far as we go with this recording. I really do apologize for the post commentary, guys. If you liked the video nonetheless, please consider clicking the like button, maybe dropping me a line, or possibly subscribing. It's all up to you, as always. I will leave you to it. I hope to see you again soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.